Well, after driving all morning, apparently the last warm snap has broken up a lot of bodies of water and melted a lot of ice, and I'm very, very upset about that because it's going to get cold here soon. By the time you guys see this video, you're probably going to see better ice than this. I followed a guy's tracks out with my spud bar, and it looks like I can get out to the edge of the basin on this lake, like right in that area, and then I can walk around either side of it. I don't think I can walk down the middle of the basin. We will see. There's like 5-6 inches of ice right in here, but as you get out further, it gets thinner and thinner. But I'm going to take my sled. I'm going to pack all my stuff up. I'm going to go see what's in this lake. I think there's supposed to be bluegills, crappie, perch, largemouth bass, and northern pike. And this is like an electric motor only lake. So the cool thing is hopefully this one doesn't get pounded. It's really small. Like that's the lake. Most people would call this a big pond, but keep your fingers crossed for me. This is like lake number 5 or 6 that I've checked today. And I started off by driving like 2 hours. I believe I'm about 3.5, 4 hours from my house right now. Let's hopefully go get some fish. Hit that thumbs up button. You guys, like, comment. Let's get this channel growing so I can drive a little bit further to some better ice fishing spots. I have places in Minnesota that I know I could go right now with my machines, but I can't drive that far yet. So hopefully you guys are liking these videos. Let's get fishing. Apparently that's about 2 inches of ice. So the stuff I'm on is like 3 or 4. So I might be able to follow this little crack line around. We will see. But I'm not screwing around with that stuff today. Here comes a big fish. Really, really big fish. Here's something. What are you? I got a bass. That guy kind of just showed up out of nowhere. Was not expecting that. I just saw a little tiny mark down there. That's kind of cool. So this mark was like baby, and the other mark that I was seeing, I don't know if you guys heard it, but he was a gigantic fish compared to that. Makes me wonder if there's some giant northern pike in here. I might have to come back this winter, check it out. Okay guys, a little intermission here. Probably the last thing you're gonna see is that little bass. I've got a bunch of tiny little like 3 to 6 inch bluegills, not even 6 inches, like 3 to 4 inch bluegills. I have been seeing some very large marks. When I first started off by the beginning, I think I was in like 10 feet of water right on a hard cabbage weed edge. Every once in a while a giant fish would swim in and chase my bait around and stuff, but it wouldn't commit. I'm gonna say those are probably northern pike. But since I did get that bass, I have had a couple of big round marks come in. So either they're giant crappie or like a bigger, thicker bass will show up more round on a live scope. I don't know if you guys can see it, but I've been following somebody else's footprints around, I'm using my spud bar still. This ice is junk. It's like 2.5, 3 inches, and it like ends. So there's a white line behind me, and that whole thing goes out and around the whole lake. Kind of splits it in half, and on the other side of it is 1 inch of just like mushy ice, like right through. So if I like get close to it, it even starts cracking the stuff I'm on. The upside here is I think we're gonna get some warm rain, which might actually just break all this up because it's only like 2.5, 3 inches of ice, and it's already falling apart. And then we're supposed to get a really cold front, like a week of like single digits all through Wisconsin. Those of you guys up in northern Minnesota, North Dakota, South Dakota, all that fun stuff, I really envy you guys. If I could get up that way, I would, in a heartbeat, but I just don't have the ability to do that right now. The more you guys like these videos, the more you comment below, it helps the algorithm, channel grows, I can travel more. I would drive 8-9 hours to go get on ice right now, I just can't afford it. So hopefully you guys are enjoying these little struggle bus videos. I'm gonna go drill some new holes around here. I found another weed edge. It's actually like right on a break line here, and I'm seeing some big fish come and go. What I'm hoping for is, like, we've had overcast skies all day, but the water is really clear here, and then this is like semi-clear ice. I'm hoping that as the day goes on, we get like an afternoon push and a bunch of the bigger fish come out to play. I think they sit back in the weeds pretty much all day long, because I fish the whole middle of this lake, and I have a live scope, and I had it out 80 feet making 160 foot across circles all through the lake, and I didn't see anything swimming out in the basin. So there's no schools of crappie or perch or anything like that just swimming around out there. I don't think there's walleye in here, but the fish, like I said, I did see were coming and going from like by the weeds. So I'm gonna try to hang out by the weed line here, and hopefully we catch some giants before I gotta go. But what are you? Hey, hungry crappie. That was cool. It's 3 species today. You guys at least seen 2 of them. But that dude came in and smoked it. Thought it was gonna be a bass or something. Just a little dinker, but considering I've never been to this lake, learning kind of quick. Hey! I don't even know if you guys saw that, but they got bigger. So I moved right into the weeds here. I'm on a hole that was already here, and I can see through the ice here, and I'm literally, I don't know if you guys can see that, the coloration. I'm right on top of the weeds, like a 10. That's the biggest fish I think I got today, biggest panfish anyways. Okay, so I was right before, and I wasted all that time running around the lake when these bigger panfish are right in this weed clump. So I'm barely below the ice. I'm like 3 feet down in like 9 feet of water here. And yeah, I have a naked spoon. It's just my little Lindy Frosty spoon. Works pretty much anywhere there's panfish. And it'll also find me some bigger fish, bluegills or bass, and walleye will eat it. But yeah, apparently the bigger crappie are cruising right through these weeds. I just got to get their attention. Could probably sight fish them because it's so shallow at the top of the weeds. Here comes something. Okay, I'm gonna switch it from the spoon to this little like 2 or 3 mil tungsten. It's got a little bug imitator on it. I'm fishing both of my bull whips today. It kind of covers everything, but I figured I'm fishing right tight in the weeds. I might be able to get some bigger fish reactions out of this bug. Just had one come up and smack it. Caught me off guard. Surprised crappie. Wasn't expecting that guy. Crappie are in the weeds. I moved around like 20 times now, and I finally got a spot where there's a weed dead center under my hole. Normally I wouldn't do that, but that guy just came shooting straight out of there. So apparently I've needed to fish really close to the weeds all day. Okay guys, I think that last big crappie, or it might have been the small one after that, I did find a spot where I was catching some small crappies regularly, but that like 11 and a half was the biggest one I got today. This is, like I said, a completely new body of water to me. Never been here. I don't know if you guys can see them, but I mean, I drilled 20, 50-ish holes. I walked all the way down the middle of it, live scoping the whole way. I was hopefully gonna find a school of crappie, because it's kind of like a trough. So this is like a basin all the way down the middle of it. But this whole side of the lake over here has weeds all the way up to the top of the ice. I can see them through the clear ice here. And right on the edge of those weeds, well, not even on the edge, like a couple feet into them in the pockets, seems to be where all of the panfish piled up. I got that bass earlier on the edge, way on that side of the lake, and then I worked my way out this way, ended up in the basin, saw some big fish in the basin, so I figured I'd keep going and maybe get lucky, but nothing happened out there. I ran into some bad ice, couldn't go any further, walked all the way back down this shoreline, and then finally got back over to here and started working my way around. And somebody had a hole drilled probably from yesterday that was barely froze over. I threw my live scope down it and it was full of fish, and it was like right on the weeds. So I popped a couple holes around here in different weed pockets that you could see with your eyes, because the ice is literally only 3 inches thick out here and it's clear. And I can tell that it started to get honeycombed because the rain and the warm weather that we got. Thankfully, we should be getting a really good cold snap coming up here. By the time you guys see this, it will have probably rained really, really hard. Don't tempt anything unless you take a spud bar. That thing has been swung 200 times today. I'm kind of sore from it. But if you guys go out, when you see this weekend, this is going to be Sunday's video, do me and everybody else a favor. Take a spud bar, take a buddy, and check your ice. This ice is junk right now. Like, I probably shouldn't be on it. But after it's supposed to rain and get warm this week, before the cool down, it's going to get worse. So you're going to have a false sense of security with the fact that it's so cold. You're going to think the ice is perfect. I guarantee if you chip away at it with a spud bar, it's going to come up in chunks. So take your time, take some friends with you. Hit that like button for exploring. I'm going to put out exploring videos this year. Comment below if you guys like that. If you made it this far, I appreciate your support. All I ask is you comment and hit that like button. See you guys next time.